What is going on, everybody? Sean here from Go Talk. Happy to be here on Wednesday night, switching it up a little bit, but a very special night, and we have the NBA draft for you guys tonight. And I know it's going to be a fun night for you too. We got two of our best basketball guys here over in Plains and at Hawk TV. Introduce yourself, our special guest this week.
Oh, Ben Devito, resident Miami Heat fan.
What gave it away?
That's all I got. I don't know what gave it away. I think it's kind of subtle, to be honest.
The Tyler Hero jersey.
Yeah, it's pretty subtle.
Faz, what are we expecting to see tonight?
Listen, I think tonight's going to be crazy. I think this is a interesting draft because I don't think the talent pool is there as much as it has been in years past. But I think there's going to be a lot of trades that go down not only tonight but over the coming days. I just read a tweet from Woj 47 seconds ago that the Wolves are still looking at possibilities and trading away the number one overall pick. They're also looking at keeping it, so we could see some action as soon as the first overall pick right here. So I think it's going to be an exciting night. A lot of player movement as we've seen over the past couple of days in the NBA, and I don't think that slows down tonight.
Yeah, we're expecting it to be a very dramatic night for the NBA, as it seems every year the NBA becomes more of like a reality TV show with the trades and the drama going on. I'm definitely more interested. I know we talked about this off air. I'm more interested to see the trades that are going to happen rather than the guys, because I honestly have not got to watch too many of these guys play in college. I know a couple of them. I'm interested to see where they're going to go, but I think the biggest impact is going to be with these trades. And I guess who's going at number one, too, because in years past I felt like it's been more sure of who we're getting at number one. This year I feel like it's more of a question mark.
Absolutely.
Right, well, I mean, I think it depends on who's picking number one. And if the Wolves keep that pick, it's still a question, but you don't know what's going to happen. There could be a team that needs a big man that trades up and takes Wiseman number one. Obviously, both, I think the top two options for the Wolves right now are Anthony Edwards and LaMelo Ball. So I think it's going to be really interesting to see what ends up happening. I do just want to put this out there, though, really quickly, because somebody just sent this to me. The last time in an NBA draft that the Warriors picked right after the Timberwolves, they picked Steph Curry. So the Warriors have a good history of picking right after Minnesota if the picks stay in the order that they are.
They're in a very interesting spot. Very interesting.
I don't think they're going to stay there. I don't think they're staying there. I think they're going to trade with either the Bulls. Sean, I know you'll probably be happy about that.
I will take 2 and 4 if we are able to keep both of them.
Or I think they're going to trade with the Knicks, because I was reading before the episode started that they are in active talks, but the Warriors want a lot. So it's depending on whether or not the Knicks want to do it.
I think Wendell would be good for them too. I know that trade was discussed with the Bulls, so we'll see if that's actually pulled through or not. Adam Silver's talking right now. We don't have the first pick in yet, so we have time to talk about some other trades that happened. Let's start with the Cp3 trade. I know, Faz, you wanted to talk about this. What does this mean for the Suns?
I mean, here's the thing. I think this – I don't know how much better the Suns get from this, but I'll say this. I think this puts them over one of the smaller humps that they have to get over. They've always been a 9 to 12, 11 seed in the Western Conference over the past couple of years. They haven't really had any impact player that's gotten them over that hump besides, like Devin Booker and DeAndre Ayton. They haven't added a third star. So although he's older, I think Chris Paul is a point guard upgrade over Ricky Rubio. Enough of an upgrade that I think that gets them over that very small hump to gank them into the playoffs. But I don't think they're anywhere near competitor status yet. I saw Kendrick Perkins, I think it was saying something ridiculous that they were going to make the conference finals with this trade. I don't think that's the case, but I do think that the Suns got better. How much better they got, I don't really know. I don't think they got tremendously better, but I do think this is an impact trade that gets another star player in Phoenix, puts them over a very small hurdle that makes them a playoff team, and I think they improve that way from there.
No, I agree with that. I just think the fact that they traded Kelly Oubre, I feel like that's a really not smart move. I mean, I get that they
show off the new jerseys and then traded him away.
You wore the number 3. That's all I'm saying.
Yep.
You wore Chris Paul's number.
Yeah. No, I just don't think. Yes, Chris Paul is what they need, but at the same time, giving up a great asset in Kelly Oubre, who was just starting to progress into the player that he was destined to be in a great 3. Either way, it's still good for them, but in the end, Phoenix did win the trade, but then the Thunder did get a lot of assets. that will help them rebuild. Because, I mean, they're going to be rebuilding for a while, especially with these 100 picks that they have in the next 2 years.
Yeah. Just so everyone knows, I have the draft up. So what we'll probably do for the most part is that I'll flip to the draft when the pick is in. But this time of waiting in between, I want to keep talking about the trades. So right now we're looking at like 3 minutes left for Minnesota on the clock right now. And once that pick's in, I'll flip over. So if you guys hear me switch rapidly, that's why. But for me, the Suns, I don't think they get much better here. I like I said, I think they're a 7-8 seed at best here in the West. I guess it's a good trade, but CP3 is getting up there. He's had problems with staying healthy. And you said it, Kelly Oubre hasn't really hit his ceiling yet. And I don't know how I feel about it. I don't think it was a win on either side, to tell you the truth. I guess OKC could call it a win because they're really just setting up what's going to be a nice rebuild for them. But I didn't think this was like a big impact trade that it really could have been.
Right. I mean, it's tough because I also they're trying to flip Kelly Oubre apparently right now for another first round pick. So I don't know how much truth that holds to it, but that's what I'm seeing right now. But I mean, I think it makes them just so slightly better, but I don't think it's enough to make any sort of significant impact. I do think that they made the trade. They traded away players that they could sacrifice to give away. So obviously you're replacing Rubio with Chris Paul. You lose Kelly Oubre, but you still have Mikal Bridges, Cam Johnson, Dario Saric. There are forwards that, play the 3 and the 4 spot that Phoenix has that they can sacrifice giving up Kelly Oubre. But again, you're talking about a guy that hasn't hit his ceiling yet. So we don't really know what the impact of the trade's going to be yet. I guess it really depends on what OKC does with the assets that they got and what Chris Paul looks like as a 36-year-old starting point guard.
I definitely think, this trade is going to help Phoenix, definitely. It gives them the veteran leadership because they have a bunch of young guys, and DeAndre and Devin Booker, who are, in Booker's case, is in his prime or about to hit his prime. DeAndre Ayton's still progressing. They need that veteran leadership. So I think it will help them get to where they need to be, and where they need to be is the 8 seed, which they were very close this year. But I don't see this being anything other than, this is going to get them to the playoffs, but that's it. Because there's so many more talented teams in the West. Chris Paul, like we're all saying, that is 36 years old. The year with the Thunder was, I would say it's a miracle year. He's never going to do that for the rest of his career.
Yeah.
Right.
He got lucky with the team he was put on, the coaching that he had. He had an all-star season. He made an all-star team. But I don't see him doing that anywhere other than the Thunder. So
it looks like we have a pick coming in about 10 seconds, by the way.
Over to it now.
I'm calling it right now. Anthony Edwards going to the Timberwolves, number 1 overall.
Already said Anthony Edwards. So my stream might be a little behind because I'm pretty much at a third.
I don't know if it officially happened. That's my prediction.
So I don't have it exactly live.
Chad is saying Edwards went 1.
Yes.
So Edwards did go 1. Okay.
It looks like Edwards is 1. We'll see if chat is correct on this one.
If that's true.
My clock right now shows 14 on the stream. You guys can see it in the bottom box right to the right of me. And so you guys all think Edwards here? I know chat says Edwards, but we'll see if he's right or not.
If it is Edwards, I feel like that is a great pick for Minnesota because they don't really need guards. They have D'Lo. So LaMelo, I feel like wouldn't be great with them.
Right.
So I think Edwards, he's a great. He honestly might be the best player in this draft class, and that's what a lot of people are saying. I personally don't believe it. I do think LaMelo Ball has the highest ceiling out of everyone in this draft.
Sorry to cut you off, but Sip said that was actually his prediction. It didn't happen yet. We don't
Okay, so
Woj tweeted 20 seconds ago that it's Edwards. So the predictions we put out are correct. It's going to be Anthony Edwards, number 1.
So yeah, I stand by what I was saying. I feel like Edwards is a great pick. He is arguably the best player in this draft, and that's a great pick for Minnesota. I feel like he could definitely progress great in Minnesota.
I think he's a really nice two-way player. He's good enough of a defender that I think he could fit in the backcourt really well with D'Angelo Russell, who isn't quite the best defensive player. Minnesota has a really exciting young core right now. Obviously, you have your new, I guess you could call it your new big 3 of Anthony Edwards, Karl Anthony Towns, and D'Angelo Russell, but they have other young guys. They have Josh Okogie. They have Jared Culver. They have Amari Spellman. This is a really, really nice, well-rounded team. And while it would have been interesting
right
to
on that screen now. So.
Yep.
Anthony Edwards.
While it would have been interesting to see maybe a trade, I do think Edwards on paper is such a great fit for this team because he's a good defensive player, and I think defense is something that Minnesota is really missing. While he is an offensive star, and that's kind of what he's known for, I think Edwards is good enough of a two-way player that he can make an impact in the league. But I will say this, I think now is where the fun begins in the NBA draft.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I feel like Warriors are definitely trading out of this pick. I don't see them taking somebody. I feel like they don't need somebody to progress. And if they take Wiseman, it's going to take a couple years for him to become the star that they need him to be. If they trade out of this pick for a veteran, they need bigs because as great as their guards are, I mean, Klay Thompson just went down. So honestly, they might take LaMelo. You never know now.
Well, that's the thing. Does the Klay Thompson injury that happened about an hour ago change what the Warriors do in the draft
I feel like it does.
You think it does? I feel like it doesn't. Because what's the severity of the injury? He definitely hasn't even gotten an X-ray yet. It's only been like a couple hours.
Yeah, but here's the thing, though. The Warriors they don't have time to wait for the X-ray. If they think it's something serious, that could have an impact on who they take. Like that could be the difference of either drafting James Wiseman or trading the pick or taking LaMelo Ball because you need another guard. Mm-hmm. Now, it's going to be really interesting to see what the Warriors end up doing, but they're in an interesting position right now because now it's like Klay Thompson's down. You don't know the severity of the injury. Do you go and take LaMelo Ball? Do you package that pick for a star player? I would be surprised if they keep it at this point, to tell you the truth, or could it be another D'Angelo Russell situation where you get a player and then midway through the season you trade him? So we could see the Warriors take LaMelo Ball right now, but he might not be on this team by the end of his rookie season if they keep him. So I think it's just all out there on the table for the Golden State Warriors right now.
I'm going to make a bold prediction here, and I'm going to say that the Knicks are trading into the second pick. I just have a weird feeling. I just have a weird feeling because there is no way they stay at 8. Because where they are now, they need a big player. As much as the Knicks are wanting to trade for Westbrook, the likelihood of that happening is fairly slim. So they need the star power now, and that star power is either LaMelo Ball or James Wiseman. So I say they trade the 8 pick and Mitchell Robinson and maybe Frank Ntilikina. Maybe.
They're going to trade Mitchell Robinson to the Warriors?
Maybe. I mean, they need a star, and as much as Mitchell Robinson is their guy right now, the Knicks need to pair somebody with RJ, and I think that
I'm calling it right now. I personally believe that the Golden State Warriors are going to keep this pick and take Wiseman, and that pick might get packaged later on.
I feel like that's the most logical answer, like the most logical. I feel like
that's not the
expectation.
Most logical answer, though,
I don't think Wiseman's a bad fit.
They have been shopping it.
I don't think Wiseman's a bad pick, though.
No, it's not.
So
I don't know if anybody in chat can confirm or deny that that's happened yet. I'm going Wiseman if they keep the pick, but I won't be shocked if they try to trade down.
I feel like they should.
Well, they definitely should, but it's a matter of if they can, and they can get for what they think that second pick is worth. Because at one point, you do have James Wiseman, who is at the position you need help at. He's just not a developed star yet. So it's not like you. It's not like it will be. I don't. To me, like I don't think it's a bad.
Warriors pick is in.
It's in.
Warriors pick's in.
We got a minute left on our stream.
So it looks like they're keeping the pick then, if the pick is in, unless
they can announce.
We've seen this happen in the past, though. Yeah. We've seen this happen in the past where a guy's been drafted, and then like 20 minutes later, the rights to that player get traded. So they might pick whoever it is that they just picked. But are they picking for another team? Is it over yet?
It might be. If they pick LaMelo Ball, I'm expecting it to be traded 100% because they don't need Melo. If they draft Wiseman, 100% they're keeping him. But if they draft LaMelo,
that they plan to take Wiseman.
Okay, so yeah, they're keeping it.
The who?
They're taking Wiseman.
The Bulls, you said?
No, relax. The Warriors.
You got me excited.
Easy there, Bulls man.
Did that trade?
I'm gonna say this though. So apparently it's that they're taking Wiseman, but I won't be shocked if that gets packaged later on down the road.
I see if it is going to be packaged down the road, I think it is going to be to the Bulls because in the established,
Wendell, which is kind of surprising to me because he's not that experienced in the league.
I think he's a better fit for the Warriors than
He
Wiseman.
probably is a better fit than Wiseman is. Yes. So that's interesting. So let's assume that the pick is in. We'll see it confirmed, I guess, a little bit later. Let's assume that it is Wiseman. So where does Ball fall to now? Because
I don't think who picks next. Atlanta?
I think the Bulls pick next, don't they? Or
No, the Bulls are 4.
It's Charlotte, and I think
Charlotte.
Charlotte's going to draft LaMelo.
They don't need him. They don't need him.
I still think they're going to take him. He's best player available.
Wait. I think they draft LaMelo Ball and trade him to the Houston Rockets for Russell Westbrook.
Jesus.
I said
Think about it. Think about it.
Ben, I said on this show that Westbrook was going to go to the Hornets. Did I not, Faz?
You did say that, but that would be the type of stupid trade that Michael Jordan would do.
Yeah.
Hold on. Charlotte is focused on LaMelo Ball with the number 3 pick.
Yeah.
There it is. Okay.
I
don't like that. I don't like him in Charlotte though.
That's not a good fit for him. He needs a big market. He needs a big market team.
I like this though, because now we can see LeVar Ball 1v1 MJ.
Oh, I didn't even think of that. Oh, that's funny.
Listen, this is Twitter right now. Right now on TV, the pick is still in for the Warriors. They haven't even officially taken Wiseman yet. But assuming it looks like it's going to go Wiseman to the Warriors and LaMelo to the Hornets, do you think those two guys stay put? Do you think one of them gets moved? I know Ben thinks.
I just don't see LaMelo in Charlotte. It's just not a good fit for him. They have enough guards as is. I think they trade him. I definitely think they're going to trade him. It's as much as
I can see the Knicks maybe trying to make a move there.
The Knicks could trade for him too. Trade Ayton Mitchell Robinson. I'm telling you, that's the package.
There you go.
It's official?
Not yet. The Warriors technically haven't even picked yet.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's just the fact is Melo needs to be in a big market team, and I see Sip saying in the chat that big market isn't good. Look at Lonzo. Melo's way better than Lonzo, and it's not even close. It's not even close. Melo is the best ball brother, and I stand by that. 100% better handles, better passing, better shooting.
I feel like he's
all of
gonna
it.
Complain the entire time in Charlotte. That's like why.
See, that's what I'm saying. That's why they need to get him out of there, and they need to put him in a big market. Because if they don't get him out of Charlotte, he's gonna. I don't know what he's gonna do. He might pull an Eli Manning. Refuse to play, demand a trade, refuse to play. Because I'm Melo. I'm not playing for Charlotte.
Oh, he never
There's enough
that
guards
much
there.
of a diva.
He might. We've seen him move teams plenty of times before he even made it to the NBA. He's played for about 3 high school teams and 3 different professional teams. This man is willing to leave at any cost to play for the team he wants. And we haven't seen him play for the team he wants because he keeps leaving.
So they're announcing the pick now. It looks like it's going to be Wiseman according to the chat. Adam Silver's on the. Yep, there it is. It's Wiseman.
Yeah, so I guess
confirmed for the second pick.
I guess they keep him. That's a great pick by them. That's a great fit. They needed a center.
Now we move on to Charlotte. We've been talking ball, but is there anything else you think they go here? I don't think
honestly,
they need it, right?
Honestly, maybe Obi Toppin. Maybe. Obi's honestly a great fit for them. They don't need the guards. They have plenty of guards on that team.
You're right.
So they have Devontae Graham. They have Terry Rozier. I mean, Terry Rozier's not that great, but they have Graham, Rozier. They have Malik Monk. They have all these guys they need to progress.
But I will say this: LaMelo has the highest ceiling out of all of them.
Oh, absolutely. LaMelo Ball has the highest ceiling in this entire draft. It's just, you just committed to Terry Rozier last offseason. Do you want to just throw him to the curb? You paid him all this money just to bench him or put him at the 2 and in a position he's not comfortable in? I just don't see it being smart for Charlotte to either draft this pick, draft LaMelo Ball, or I feel like they should trade it. Because they could get a lot more value out of it. And if they are going to draft somebody, I think it should be a guy like Obi Toppin.
I'll ask you guys this. What do you think about the Boston Celtics? Because the Celtics have been trying to trade up.
But why, though?
They want a Kongwo, or they wanted a big.
I could honestly see Charlotte taking I don't even know how to say this. A Congo from USC.
I don't know his first name. I know it's a Congo.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
I don't want to mispronounce it.
They need bigs there too. I mean, they have everything except they need everything except for guards. So the fact that they might draft a guard just it doesn't sit right with me in the sense that they just keep trying to use these guards, but they need to fill out their roster. Like they have so many. I've listed them before. They have fairly solid guards. They need more though. They need bigs. They need forwards.
Well, they wanted Wiseman, but
didn't fall to us.
The basketball gods did not want that to be.
To be honest with you.
What happened?
I kind of hope the Bulls get him in that trade, and they trade Wendell.
Wiseman?
Yeah.
It might come out after the fourth.
I don't know if he's staying with the Warriors or not.
But if that's the case, I mean, it's a good fit for him. He needs. The problem with Wiseman though is for at least the Warriors, at least they can't waste the rest of his prime trying to get Wiseman to be the player he's supposed to be. That's why I'm saying they should trade the pick. Because Curry wants to win one more, and there's no doubt about that. And obviously with Klay down now, it's going to be fairly tough. But you need a center or at least a big, like a power forward, even though they have Draymond Green.
He's been, honestly, I'm a big Draymond fan, but he's been on the decline for the last couple of years.
Oh, absolutely, and that's what I'm saying. You need a big, like, right away if you're trying to win. Because at this point, they have Wiggins, they have Curry, they have Thompson. They just have all these good players. They have Draymond Green. They need a solidified center if they want to compete in the West in the next season or two. Which I don't. As much as Wiseman's going to be a great player, they need a solidified, solid center.
As of right now, the Charlotte Hornets pick is in, which
it's
basically
all
all
online too. So that they pick pretty fast here.
Yeah, so we know essentially it's going to be LaMelo Ball.
You don't know.
Well, not necessarily. Yeah, not necessarily.
Sure.
I mean, listen, the moment I see a tweet from Woj, I know it's factual.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying. While we're waiting for this, because I really want to talk about this, what do you guys think of the Drew Holiday trade? Drew Holiday going to the Milwaukee Bucks.
Too much.
I could flip to that for a second if we have. Let's wait for the next pick. Let's wait till after this one comes in. This way we have a little bit of time to talk about those trades. But
let's see what's happening right now.
What's the over/under with years he lasts in Charlotte if LaMelo goes there?
Less than a year. I say 2 years max. 2 years max. There's no way he stays in Charlotte, unless he could take the starting position, which he's going to, and average more than 20 points a game.
LeVar is not happy right now.
Yep, he's going to Charlotte.
Are you watching this?
I don't have it on.
I have the ESPN stream up on ours, but
his family did not look very happy at that trade. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah, I just said... See, Sip said Obi, and I agreed. I thought they were going to go...
I think they should go Obi. I think Obi's their best bet.
Ball. Yep, they're announcing it right now. It's LaMelo Ball.
No, I don't like that pick.
His dad's not even happy. This is hilarious.
Unless they trade him, this is a terrible fit for him. I think this was the worst possible team he could have went to.
That's funny.
This is out of the lottery, this is the worst team he could have went to.
I don't disagree with that. Sean, your boys are up on the clock now.
Now, Sean, up on the clock, but let's take a quick flip over to some of the trades that happened before the draft here.
I'll keep an eye on it and let you know if when the pick is.
I got it pulled up as well.
I'll flip back to it quick and cut you guys off, but
I'll keep it. Yeah, I got you. Here's the thing. Is it enough to keep Giannis in Milwaukee? Because that's what this is really all about. Number one, I don't think so. Number two, and maybe with the Bogdanovich trade, maybe getting additional star power like that. But now the Bogdanovich trade fell through. So is Drew Holiday enough to keep Giannis in Milwaukee? That's my first point. My second point is they gave up a lot to get Drew Holiday. They gave up Eric Bledsoe, who was still a good guard, George Hill, a great veteran guard, and I think it was like a total of 4 or 5 draft picks. I think this league overvalues Drew Holiday a lot. I think he's a great player, but he's not worth a trade package that was close to what the Thunder got for Paul George. I'm sorry. And
I would debate that. I think Paul George has shown that he's absolute cheeks in the playoffs.
Yes, but regardless of that, I think they gave up a lot to get Drew Holiday, and I don't know if that pays off. I don't know if that pays off and keeps Giannis in. Also, the Pelicans, an interesting move for them, getting George Hill and Eric Bledsoe on a team that's already relatively guard heavy. But how can you say no to the 4 or 5 first-round picks?
Yeah, no, I definitely think that Drew Holiday is a great player. Don't get me wrong. And I wanted him for the Heat. But, so it was 3 first-round picks and 2 pick swaps alongside George Hill and Eric Bledsoe. I think that the Pelicans, no matter what, they finessed. They finessed the Bucks 100% because this is not going to keep Giannis in Milwaukee. I'm not saying he's going to go to the Heat, but I don't think he's staying in Milwaukee because there's no way that he's going to win with this team. Drew Holiday's great, but he's not going to get them over the hump.
I have a shock for you, Sean, when you're not going to like who the Bulls are supposedly taking, by the way.
Oh, I feel like I have an idea. Is it the guy Denny from Israel? No, it's not.
Patrick Williams.
Ooh, no.
State, right?
What happened?
He's the guy from Florida State, right?
That is not the guy from Florida State.
Where did he go? Who am I thinking of?
He is...
You're thinking of Devin Vassell. You're thinking of Devin Vassell.
You're thinking of Vassell, yeah.
That's who I heard they were going to take. But
right now, I actually don't remember where he's from, but he's not in the top 5 best available, apparently.
You know who they should take? They should take Tyrese Halliburton from Iowa State. He's a great player.
They need a wing.
Actually, he is from Florida State. I'm sorry.
They need depth at
the small forward. Florida State, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
The pick is in. So.
Maybe Okoro, Isaac Okoro?
I'm going to flip back over to the draft now. Who do we think this is going to be?
I think it's Toppin or Okoro from Auburn.
I'm sticking with my sources and going with Patrick Williams.
I'm going to say it's Williams or Vassell, one of the Florida State guys.
I mean, they need depth at the shooting guard and the small forward position.
We got a subscriber here. My widget just went
Patrick Williams.
It was Patrick Williams?
It really?
Patrick Williams,
small. Thank you, Lazy
The small forward from Florida State. Thank you for the sub. Thank you. Sean, what do you think? Small forward from Florida State. Good move, bad move? Well, he was the ACC 6th Man of the Year.
Here's the thing with this guy is that he's probably going to come off the bench for them. They just extended Denzel Valentine off of his extension, and they went into today saying, hey, we like this guy. This reminds me of almost like the Daniel Jones pick, where they had a higher pick, but this is the guy they wanted. So I don't know if they tried to even trade down maybe.
They should have traded down.
But I know this is the guy they wanted. And the fact that he's a 6th Man of the Year in the ACC might say, oh, well, they just took a 6th Man of the Year with the 4th pick. I'm trying to believe in what Billy Donovan's going to do here because, like I said, he's the first coach the Bulls have had in a very long time that I actually really like. Not really
Great coach.
But I like him, so I'm trying to see what he's going to do. And the team is young and they're talented, and this gives them a lot of depth and it gives them a lot of help off the bench, what they struggled with last year. And I'm saying that a team with the 4th pick obviously needs stars, right? But I think the plan now is they're going to try to develop these stars, and this guy's going to be...
I have a trade to announce. It looks like Ricky Rubio is being traded back to the Timberwolves for the 17th pick from the Thunder.
Wow. So Thunder got another pick?
Thunder got another pick, and it looks as though Rubio's going back to Minnesota.
Why is the NBA giving the Thunder so many picks? Honestly, I'm going to say this now, and I know my Thunder fan friends are going to be happy about this. When I say Presti is probably one of the best general managers in the league, 100%. This man has gotten picks in 3 picks in each draft till 2027. There's one draft in that span where they only have 2 picks instead of 3. That's unreal. Presti's doing a phenomenal job, but the way I see it is this: if they don't get a star out of all these picks, that opinion on Presti completely changes. It goes from being one of the best to being one of the worst. Because if with that many picks, if you can't get one star, you got to get rid of them because you just traded away so many actual stars in the league. but regardless, that's a great trade for the Thunder. Now they have they have 4 picks in this draft, 3 in the first round. They have the 17, the 25, and the 28.
What do you think of that trade for the Wolves now, getting back Ricky Rubio coming back home?
I think
where it all
a
started.
solid point guard. So
I think, you know what it is? It's probably veteran leadership. They need the veteran leadership to lead these young guards, especially now that they got Edwards and they have D'Angelo Russell.
Right.
Like, I feel like that's a pretty solid move for them.
Is that what it feels like to be Woj calling that trade?
I still don't know how I feel about this pick.
Patrick Williams.
Yeah, I gotta sit on this one for a little bit. Like I'm not initially like upset about it, but I gotta sit on this one a little bit because I like Obi Toppin too. I remember watching him play last year. So
now Faz, I know.
Yes, sir.
Sean just got his pick for his team. Now, who do you want the Magic to draft? Because I know who I want the Heat to draft.
And now you're asking me. Now you're asking me a good question.
Magic 6 because Cleveland's on the clock right now.
No, the Magic are 15. We're in the playoffs.
Yeah, Magic are in the playoffs.
I would really see. This is tough. I would love one of the younger athletic guards. Like I would love Theo Maledon. I would love Cole Anthony. But in the same breath, we have DJ Augustine. We have Michael Carter Williams. Obviously, Markelle Fultz. So we're kind of good at the guard depth. Listen. We're good in the sense of it wouldn't make sense to get another guard when we have these guys under contract.
I don't see why not.
So I think the front court's definitely loaded. So I would love to see one of two things. I would be interested to see if the Magic maybe package a player in that pick to try to upgrade the roster. If we don't do that, I would really love to see a guard get drafted. An RJ Hampton, Theo Maledon, Cole Anthony. I know these are names I've said a couple times, but I just really like them as fits on the team. So, I mean, listen. We're going to wait and see what happens. My personal preference would be packaging that pick with like Evan Fournier or someone like that and just trying to upgrade the roster a little bit. Okay. But we got ways to go until the Magic pick.
See, for the Heat, they picked 20. I have 3 guys in mind. You mentioned one of them, but I have the other 2. I want Maxey, even though I like
Tyrese Maxey.
I want Tyrese Maxey, I want Jalen Smith, or I want Hampton. Those are the 3 guys I want. If we get any one of those 3 guys, I'm going to be happy. But I could also see them trading out, getting a more established veteran, which I don't want them to because, I mean, we have a young core already. There's no need to keep, I want more young players because I want this team to progress. And we have so many young guards, so it would be really great if we could get, a forward or maybe package this deal. I mean, I want Danilo Gallinari from the Thunder. There's no doubt about that.
Cleveland is in, by the way.
Cleveland's in? Okay, so I'll wrap it up.
They're in commercial break, so you got a couple minutes.
Gallinari would be great.
I want Gallo, so maybe if we could give the Thunder another pick. If we give them the 20th pick and we package somebody, I mean, I feel like we could sign him in the offseason, but it would have to, the cap space we're trying to save up for Giannis. So I feel like a sign and trade would be a more viable option for Miami. And I want them to trade the 20th pick. I don't know who they would trade for Gallo, but I want Gallo at all costs. I feel like he's a great fit for the team. We need a shooting 4. That's it.
I want to go back to what you said for a second, because you said saving up for Giannis.
Yep.
Are you all in on that?
Absolutely.
I don't see that working out. I really don't.
Absolutely. I mean, even if we don't get him, we're still going to save the cap space. So we need to prepare as to if he's coming. It's possible that he's coming. I mean, a lot of signs are pointing towards it. He's gonna pull a KD and join the team that beat him. But all the signs are pointing to it. And regardless if we get him or not, we need to save the cap just in case he does want to sign. So I feel like a sign and trade option, or is Gallo a free agent? I'm not 100%. He might be. I'm pretty sure he's a free agent into this offseason.
I think he is a free agent.
Yeah, so I want to save the cap because I know he wants a lot of money. So if we can do a sign and trade with the Thunder, give them another pick, maybe give him a young star. As much as it pains me, I would say give him, I don't know, like Kendrick Nunn or Duncan Robinson. Again, that hurts for me to say because I love Duncan Robinson. I think Kendrick Nunn is a great player. I mean, he didn't play great in the bubble, but the bubble was an awkward situation. So a lot of things changed. So if we could give them 2 in the 20th pick, I wouldn't think the Thunder would accept that. But that's just me hopelessly thinking. That's what I say.
It looks like our pick is in.
Yeah,
Isaac
flip back.
Okoro from Auburn.
It's Okora? Are you sure?
It's Okoro, yeah.
Yep, it's Okoro. That's a great pick too. Obi might fall to the Knicks.
I think he is
For
because
Obi's sake, I really hope he doesn't. For Obi's sake.
I don't want to spoil anything, but I've already seen who the 6th pick is going to be to the Hawks.
Can I guess?
Yes.
I think it's Halliburton.
I'm not going to say yes or no. I'm going to wait till it gets a little bit closer, but I have Twitter open. I've seen. But Okoro, I think, is such a great pick for Cleveland. He's like, I think he's going to be like,
now. That sucks.
He's stuck in Cleveland, but he's a fantastic perimeter defender, and on a team that has Darius Garland and Colin Sexton starting in the backcourt, you need perimeter defense on that team desperately. So Okoro is actually one of the few guys in this draft that I really know and have watched because he reminds me so much in a way of Jonathan Isaac, but shorter. But I do think he can be really good. He's not the size that Isaac is as a near 7-footer. I believe Okoro is only 6'6" or 6'7", but I think he's a really, really great defensive player, and he's going to definitely have an impact on this team.
Absolutely.
No trades yet, though, surprisingly. Sean, what do you think?
Not that we heard of yet. I still think the Bulls trade could happen.
I still think a couple of those trades can happen. I don't know how long LaMelo lasts in Charlotte. I don't even know about Wiseman and Golden State. But I do think this is one of the players that's going to stay, though. I think Okoro is a really nice fit in Cleveland.
Oh, absolutely. Going back to the trade part, Sean, I don't see the Bulls trading anymore. I don't think the Warriors are going to take. I don't think the Warriors will take Williams. I just don't see it. If they took
Wendell, not Williams.
No, but I'm saying they would probably take Wendell and the 4th pick.
Golden State offered it to the Bulls, I'm pretty sure. Where they
if it's a draft day
second pick and Wendell.
I mean, I don't know. It's still possible. It's just very unlikely the way I see it. It's unfortunate for the Bulls because Wiseman will be a great player in the long run, but short term, I just don't see Wiseman helping the Warriors.
I want to add a fun fact about the draft really quickly that someone just sent me. Did you know that the rapper Sheck West declared for the draft?
Did he
this year?
Yes, the guy that sings
used to
the
play. He
Obama
used to be
song.
really good too, didn't he?
Yeah, all I'm saying is if the Orlando Magic draft him and we get the guy
I was just about to say that. The
guy that has the Mo Bamba song throwing lobs to Mo Bamba.
That's amazing.
Make it happen, Orlando. That's all I'm saying.
Sign him to the summer league.
Second round.
Sign him in the summer league. Honestly, just give him a shot.
Apparently,
give him a shot.
Was really good, actually, Shaq West. I saw
how is
high
this
school tape.
Don't look at Twitter because the 7th pick is already out, but the Hawks haven't even picked yet. This can't be true.
Twitter's nuts.
Dude, Twitter's insane. Twitter, like, the whole freaking top 10 is on Twitter right now.
And Andre Drummond tweeted, "Welcome to the family." Drummond's not staying there. Come on.
No, he committed.
Did he?
He said he was
committed
staying
for another year, but he's not staying after that.
He picked up his option. Yeah.
What pick did the Knicks have by chance?
8. I think they're gonna get Toppin. I honestly,
if
they get,
if the sources that I'm seeing are correct,
they got him.
It appears as though that may happen.
That's good for the Knicks. That's who they probably were gonna draft if they were in a top 5 pick. And to all my Knicks,
I'm really shocked that no trades have happened yet outside of Rubio.
Yeah, no, but if the Knicks do get Obi Toppin, to all my Knicks fans that are watching, all my friends, you got him because they've been nonstop talking about how they want Obi Toppin and that he's their guy. So I'm happy for the Knicks.
Yeah,
they finally got.
Hold on, they have to take him first. You're gonna ask.
They do.
I mean, you're right. They do have to take him, but they can't mess it up that bad. That's the thing.
Yes, they can. Yes, they can.
Fair enough.
Yes, they can. I bet they take the forward from Israel. That's my pick.
I've been saying this.
You think they're gonna take Denny?
Yeah.
Oh, 100%. I could totally see that happening.
If Denny's still there, I say they take Denny.
I will say this, though, Sean, because I remember we talked about this. The Knicks should have taken Michael Porter Jr. over Kevin Knox a couple of years ago.
We talk about this so much.
We've talked about this all the time. And, Ben, that's the only reason that me and Sean are saying that the Knicks have to take him first, because we have seen the Knicks have the guy that they've talked about in the palm of their hands and not taking him.
On the draft before. Like, last year we did our show live during the draft. And we were like, oh, well, the Knicks have to take Michael Porter. They didn't do it.
I mean, the Knicks also missed out on a lot of great players. They've missed out
not only were we saying that the Knicks have to take Michael Porter, the Knicks were saying before the draft that if he was available, they were going to take him. The Knicks wanted Michael Porter Jr.
And then they reached for Knox.
Yeah, they reached for Kevin Knox and didn't take Michael Porter. And now look, Kevin Knox is a borderline. I don't want to call him a bust yet, but he's not good. And Michael Porter Jr. is absolutely balling out on the Denver Nuggets right now.
Yeah, I agree, but it's literally in the palm of their hands. If they just don't reach for it, and I don't know, the Knicks, if they don't do it, I feel bad for literally every Knicks fan because this is probably
it's like being a Jets fan. I don't feel bad for you anymore.
Oh, this is an NBA show. Let's not bring the New York Jets into this. Relax.
I have nothing to say. I'm not going to say anything about the Jets because I can say a lot, but this is our NBA draft. This is our NBA draft live show, so I'm not going to say anything about the Jets. But
all right.
Who did you have for Atlanta, Faz? What is Twitter saying?
Okongwu.
Okay.
Oh, that's a good pick for them.
That's
a good pick for them. It's a good pick for them.
Silver's coming out now. I think Okongwu is a fantastic pick for this team. I have dubbed him as the next Bam Adebayo because that's what he has called himself.
Yeah, he does like Bam.
Let's see if this is the case. Now, I'll say this. What does this mean for Clint Capella now?
I don't know.
Oh, boy. Well,
Okongwu has been taken. Dude, the Atlanta Hawks.
At this point.
I just want to talk about the Hawks for a second because I can't get enough of this team. The Atlanta Hawks rebuild has been just phenomenal. Their rebuild's been phenomenal.
Trae Young's amazing.
I mean,
Trae Young is
right
amazing.
now. I love seeing. I'm sorry. I like when the players cry. It's just like. It's good. It's like, it's emotional. It's nice, but
it's the pick official.
I mean, this guy. Yeah, it's official now. He's a great rim protector. To me, I really think he can be the next Bam Adebayo. But look at this core now. The Hawks are potentially going into next season with a starting five of Onyeka Okongwu, John Collins, DeAndre Hunter, either Kevin Huerter, Cam Reddish, and Trae Young. That is just an unbelievable starting
five. The Hawks
five.
know how to build a team. They built that.
Look at the team that they
Paul
built now.
Millsap team from scratch.
Yep. That is not only a team that they built from scratch, that a team that they've drafted. That's just not a collection of young players. That's a team that I think is a full-blown roster with an identity. Like Okongwu gives this team a defensive identity now. I do think he can be that good. And this is, to me, the best fit of the night in terms of a team and a player being drafted together. We talked before about how LaMelo Ball's not a perfect fit. Wiseman's not the best fit because of his youth. This is the best fit of the night in terms of a player that's been drafted to a team. Him
and Edwards, yeah, 100%.
Yes,
100%.
absolutely.
Detroit's on the clock now. What is Detroit doing? Because I've heard some stuff about maybe Blake Griffin being traded away and no Andre Drummond anymore.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't know what Detroit's going to do.
The Pistons, they're in a weird spot. That's all I'm going to say.
They are in a weird spot. I think they take the guy from Israel. I think they take Denny. I don't know how to pronounce his last name, but I feel like that's a Houston. I mean, that's a Pistons thing to do.
ESPN had the Pistons team needs as
everything.
It said healthy Blake Griffin as a team need.
Really? Oh my god.
Yeah.
I feel like they gotta trade him. I feel like after trading Drummond, what's the plan here now? Because you have Derrick Rose, but he's not going to carry the team. Blake Griffin needs someone with him. I feel like at that point you should trade Griffin and just, I hate to say it, but start again because you failed your last rebuild.
Yeah,
I think they have to start again.
We got to trade.
Really?
Trevor Ariza and a 2020 first round pick, the 16th pick, and the Rockets get a future first round pick.
Oh,
they made that official.
It's official now.
Yeah,
it should be now.
Because I remember they like an hour ago that was being discussed.
So now the Pistons have Ariza. I mean, that helps a little bit, but it's not a star. I'm Detroit. I'm taking best available.
If I'm Detroit, I'm taking best available, which is Obi Toppin. But knowing how the Pistons are, I feel like they go with a foreign guy. Whether it's Denny, whether it's Killian Hayes, I think they go with a foreign player because that just seems like a Pistons thing to do.
Absolutely.
They haven't done their Darko Milicic in a while, so I feel like we might get that. I think they go foreign. I think that's what happens with this pick.
They've just had a bunch of slight Darko Milicics. They like a guy like Luke Kennard. They don't draft great.
I kind
The
of like
Pistons-
Luke Kennard. I think he could develop into something though.
I mean, how much time are you gonna give him though? I mean, he's
It says
he's a
healthy
good.
Blake Griffin and Luke Kennard. Like I wouldn't give up on Kennard yet. I think they take the point guard here.
You think Halliburton?
Yeah, I think they take Halliburton.
I could see Halliburton going to the Pistons. I think Derrick Rose is leaving soon, so
I think he wants to go to
that'd
the
be
Lakers.
that'd be a good
Yeah.
pick. He does want to go to the Lakers.
My pick. I'm going either Denny or Killian Hayes. I think they're going far, and I would like to lean toward Hayes because I think they need a point guard. It looks like the pick is in right now. I'm gonna say Hayes or Denny, but I'm leaning Hayes.
I definitely think Denny, but if the Pistons are smart, they're gonna take Halliburton,
Let's see.
who I personally think is the best available. But
Because I mean I love
Pistons
Derrick
select?
Rose, but I think he's gonna be moved, and I think they should get
He's-
a young point
yeah.
guard.
They took Killian Hayes.
it's okay, so that makes sense. That is a
A
Pistons
point
thing to
guard,
do.
a point guard, which is essentially what I think the team really needs. I don't know much about him. I don't know how great of a player
Is
he
that
is.
the guy from France, Killian Hayes?
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Yep. Okay.
See, I'm
God,
not.
please don't be another Frank Ntilikina.
It's definitely. Oh no, I mean, I don't know much about him, but if they're drafting him over a guy like Halliburton or Obi Toppin, there has to be a reason for it. They probably have him fitting their scheme, their offensive scheme very well. Again, I've never seen him. I've never seen this guy play, so I can't really speak a lot about him. But there's probably a reason they took him,
Yeah.
and that
Right.
reason is probably he's going to fit their system perfectly. That I guess
Right.
Halliburton or Obi Toppin couldn't. Yeah.
Interesting. Now we have
Now we got the
Knicks.
the legendary Knicks pick. Is
The Knicks have two great players that they could draft. If they don't take either of them, this franchise has to just demolish. You have to just diminish it.
I think they take Denny.
Because you have you have two great players. You could build around Halliburton and RJ Barrett, or you could build around RJ Barrett and Obi Toppin. There's two different options for this team. If they don't take either of them,
They're gonna take Denny. They're gonna take Denny.
I could see them taking Denny because there's been so many opportunities. I remember watching the draft a couple years ago when they took Ntilikina, and there was with my Knicks fan friends, and they were so confident and taking, I forget who they wanted, but then they ended up taking Ntilikina, and it's just the Knicks way. The Knicks way is to just draft the worst possible and disappoint the fans, because that's just what the Knicks are. The Knicks' main goal is to make money, because James Dolan does not care about the team at all.
Right.
He doesn't care about. He just
He
cares
does
about the
not.
money. He just cares about the money. So I could see them just taking a guy, getting publicity because they took the wrong guy, and it makes them more money. That's just how I see it. But I think they're going to take Obi Toppin. I feel like that's the best fit.
I'm going.
That's
Denny.
still available.
I say they screw up, piss everybody off, and go.
See,
Denny.
it's so hard because I would absolutely. I think they have to go Obi Toppin, but this is the Knicks, man. Like if they take they're just gonna take someone that doesn't make sense. I don't know. I would be shocked if they took Denny, but I have to have some sort of faith in the Knicks and say they're gonna take Obi Toppin.
I'm almost
I still have faith in
positive.
the Knicks.
As much as I hate to say this, I'm actually giving the Knicks the benefit of the doubt. I think they're going to take Obi Toppin.
And then I think we might see Denny fall to 9 at the Wizards, which I think they might hold on to that pick. But
I mean, the Wizards like their foreign guys too. I mean, they have.
they do. I know they've been talking about Denny
Hornets.
and possibly trading up for him. My biggest shock of the night, by the way, has been that the Celtics haven't traded up.
They don't
Because
need
that
it.
was what I
No,
thought they were
yeah.
going to do.
That last
Now we
that
would've
last
done about
Detroit pick could be going somewhere else.
I mean, Ainge does like shooters, so he might be a good shooter. Again, I
Let's
can't
see if
speak.
Twitter has the
He's
pick.
more of a playmaker, Killian.
Yeah, see, I don't know much about Killian Hayes, so I can't really speak for him. But I don't see the Celtics trading from him. They have great pieces already. They have Kemba Walker.
I
There's
think
no
the
need.
Celtics should sit tight. I don't think they should do anything too.
My Twitter is not updating, so I have no idea who the Knicks have taken.
They're still on the clock for me, at least on the stream.
I have the pick in just like a second ago.
I definitely think it's going to be Obi. I just have a huge feeling.
I think I don't know. I like the Tom Thibodeau hire though.
That's true. They do have Tom there now.
I think they're working their way towards
that might
being
influence
smart again.
my decision making here because as a Bulls fan, I've always liked Tom. He just couldn't get the job done in Chicago.
I think they're trending in the right direction, and I think a smart guy like Tom is a good start.
That's interesting. So like now I feel like there's more of a chance they take Obi here. Or Halliburton.
I see them taking
solely because of Tom Thibodeau though. Because say what you want about Tom Thibodeau, the guy knows how to win games and he knows how to have a successful team.
Yeah.
He just couldn't win a championship. That's why he left Chicago. That's why they got rid of him in Chicago.
If they don't take
Twitter loaded.
Is it Obi?
I have the pick.
I
don't know, Sean, you want me to call it or you want to wait?
Someone said
I'll give it a second. Silver's coming out now.
Did you see chat? What's Andy G said?
No, what's it say?
George Pappas.
Obi Toppin.
Oh wow.
That's okay. It is Obi?
They took Obi?
Wow, okay.
Sean, I know deep down you thought it was Obi Toppin, but I was with you and I don't know how much I trusted the Knicks.
Until I thought about with Thibodeau, that gave me a little bit of shot, but I was still thinking they were going to go Denny there.
Well, that's going to take some minutes away from the best player in the NBA, Julius Randle.
I mean, good job. I'm going to give a round of applause to the Knicks. They actually did something right for once. I mean, if they could get Russell Westbrook, it's over. I mean, I'm not going to say it's over. I'm not going to say it's over. I'm not going to say it's over. They're going to be an 8 seed. That's it. They're going to be an 8 seed, and they're going to lose to the Miami Heat.
God.
Simple as that.
I don't. Okay,
this guy
so
could be,
let me.
You realize this guy could be going to Houston then if it's a Westbrook trade.
This starts an interesting conversation. Where does Russell Westbrook go? It seems like Charlotte's not really an option anymore. I don't know what else is out there for Westbrook. Are the Knicks the only viable option for him?
I think the Charlotte's a very viable option for him still.
I mean, if they trade LaMelo, which honestly I wouldn't be surprised if LeVar barged into Jordan's office, not disregarding all COVID violations, because that's just how LeVar Ball is. He's going to disregard everything. He's not going to be wearing a mask, all that kind of stuff. He's going to be like, I want out. Send me to Houston.
Yep.
I want out. It's not even like LaMelo wants out. It's I want out. So I could honestly see LaMelo being traded to the Rockets. I feel like that's a good fit for him. I feel like that's a great fit for him. It's just a matter of whether or not they do it.
I don't know. I think Obi was actually a good pick here. I think he's going to be a good player.
No, that's a great pick for
We'll
them.
do two more picks because you got 9-10. Now, with this Washington pick, so there's rumors, obviously with Bradley Beal, but there's also rumors about Wall going to Houston.
Yes, that's another trade.
They could draft a point guard here if they're going to trade John Wall. They could
that's a good pick. If the Wizards take Halliburton,
if they trade Wall, like if the Wizards take Halliburton right now, that's like
I think a sign they're trading Wall.
Trading John Wall, yeah.
Or they're just moving on from him.
I don't think.
Do you think they move on from John Wall?
What'd you say?
I think he's one of the best point guards in the league when he's healthy.
I think John
has been healthy.
Yeah. I wouldn't do that if I was the Wizards. I would trade elsewhere, but.
If I'm the Wizards and I'm trading Bradley Beal. I'm not trading John Wall. That's just my opinion. Yeah, I feel like Bradley Beal.
Either of them. I don't understand the.
I wouldn't trade either of them.
I don't trade either of them.
I feel like John Wall is more of a guy you could build around. He's a better playmaker and better. I mean, he can't shoot well, but if you could build around John Wall, and you get assets from a team you traded Bradley Beal for, I think it's perfect. And I think that trade suitor for Bradley Beal, I'm just gonna sit back and
see that makes more sense than Giannis. That makes more sense to me than Giannis does.
I think Giannis makes more sense to me, honestly. I feel like we don't need guards, and I feel like we'd be giving up too many guards for Bradley Beal and too many picks. Miami barely has picks to begin with. We don't have picks next year because the Thunder have our pick, because the Thunder have everybody's pick.
They do.
We don't have a. Miami has the 20th pick, which I was saying before. I want Jalen Smith out of Maryland, or I want Tyrese Maxey, or I want RJ Hampton. Those are the three guys I want. Did you just see something, Faz?
Saw nothing.
Oh, I thought you saw something.
I mean, I see who the pick is right now, but I was just stretching.
Oh, okay. But yeah, going back to what I was saying, I don't see the Bradley Beal trade being good for Miami, whatsoever.
So in chat, there was a comparison. They said not too happy about the Obi Toppin pick was Sip, who's a Knicks fan, and he was saying that he reminds him of Amari Stoudemire.
It's a good pick. I
But
mean,
he says that in a bad way. So
I don't know
So
how
we
you could
talking-
say that in a bad way, though. Amari was a top, he's an MVP finalist on the Knicks. He was a legitimate MVP candidate on the Knicks. But if you're talking about old Amari Stoudemire, that upsets me.
yeah, if you're talking Miami Heat, Amari Stoudemire, it's nothing
I
special.
forgot he was on the
Yeah.
Heat.
Yeah, 2016. That was my favorite team, other than obviously the championship teams, and then this year's team. That was my favorite team. 2016 was great. Joe Johnson, Amari Stoudemire, Dwayne
That was
Wade.
a fun team.
I loved that team.
That team
They were
in
a
2007 would have been insane.
Oh yeah,
So
Absolutely.
Who do we think the Wizards are going to take?
probably Halliburton.
You really think they're going to go point guard and say bye-bye to Wall?
You can't pass up on Halliburton at this point. He's fallen this far. He's one of the top prospects in this draft. The fact that he's fallen down to 9 is, I mean, it was expected, but it's still surprising to me. So I feel like even without Wall, I feel like you need a backup, and then you could prime him for when John Wall eventually maybe leaves or gets hurt again. You need that backup, because who's their point guard without John Wall? Can you even name him?
Ish Smith, probably.
Exactly, Ish Smith. So who would
If
you
he's
rather,
still- I don't
Tyrese
even know if he's
Halliburton?
still- honestly, I don't know if he's still in Washington or not.
I don't pay attention to Washington that much, but regardless, who would you rather? If it's still Ish Smith, would you rather a guy like Ish Smith or Tyrese Halliburton, who can progress to be a great player in this league?
Halliburton.
What's the guarantee
Exactly.
he'll hold back, though? Like, Ish Smith can hold his own for a little bit.
But Halliburton could probably hold it better.
Here comes
As a
Washington.
rookie?
Yes.
All right, well, yeah, this pick's in, so let's see what we got here.
Denny.
It was
Really?
Denny.
Makes sense.
So
Is
they're
his
sticking
family
with Wall.
sitting in a restaurant? What is this?
It's not
Okay.
up on ours yet, but
So who's
But there
the
goes
last
Denny.
pick in our stream?
it's
Today.
Who's got pick 10? I just forgot.
It is the Suns.
Suns, yeah, it's Phoenix. That's what it is.
All right, so they're not taking Halliburton. I just don't get how he's going to fall out of the top 10.
No, hold on. Do the Suns go with a point guard though? Their starting point guard is a
Well, maybe. Oh,
36-year-old.
you're right. You're right.
Their starting point guard is a 36-year-old on an expiring contract.
That actually might be a smart move if they take Halliburton. You have one of the
No,
best
see,
point guards
I
of all
don't like
time.
that, because if they're gonna trade for Chris Paul, they got to be in win now mode.
Well, maybe they had the idea in mind that they were going to take a point guard in the draft, like Tyrese Halliburton, and the fact that you have probably, in my opinion, one of the best point guards of all time, like pure point guards.
Yes.
You have one of the best pure point guards of all time, training and being a mentor to a young guy like Halliburton. I feel like that is a good move
I don't see it.
for Phoenix.
I don't see it. I don't think they go point guard here.
I mean,
I just
who
feel
else
like
would
it
they
makes
see?
I feel like it makes the most sense because they traded their point guard depth away for Chris
about
Paul too.
Precious?
They
From Memphis.
I was just thinking about Precious
Who?
Achua. I've been a
Precious
huge
Achiuwa
fan
from
of his.
Memphis.
He would be a good fit there actually.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, at this
I guess
point,
they
anybody's
could
a
go
good fit
any
for
way they
Phoenix.
want with this. They could probably pick.
I mean
any-
they need bench players regardless of what position, I think.
They
but
can go anywhere.
I
with
do-
this, but I don't know. I think Precious might be.
I do agree that I think Precious is the most win now player. I also think Cole Anthony could be a decent pick there too. I
Yeah.
mean, I'd rather have Cole Anthony than Halliburton. That's just me.
I mean, both have, again, like I said, both have high ceilings. I just personally, I feel like Halliburton has the slight edge on Cole Anthony. But regardless, if they do decide to go Cole Anthony, it's
Right.
not a bad pick. It's
I mean, they could really pick anyone here.
Mhm.
yeah.
I feel like there's not much they could, unless they like somewhat like reach for someone. There's not much they can do here that would be necessarily bad for the team, which is a good position to be in. So.
I mean, they almost made the playoffs last season, so like they're in a position to.
They got superstar Aaron Baines.
Yeah, right. Aaron Baines. I mean,
he is a wine celery or something.
I don't know I don't know, but as much as he is a meme, he is pretty good.
Aaron Baines, he's a tough big guy.
Yeah,
he gets the job done.
Like he's not great, but he like you said, he does get the job done.
Yeah. So this will be the last pick we do, and then we'll close it out. So while we're waiting for this pick to get in, do you guys have any final comments on the draft?
Thought there would be more trades in the top 10. I might not be over yet, but I thought there would be more trades.
I agree with that, and also I feel bad for LaMelo Ball. I feel like I want him to succeed. I really want him to play good because he has the potential to be a great player in this league, a potential all-star. I just don't see him doing that in Charlotte. I don't want his talent being wasted in a city like Charlotte where they have no future whatsoever. They're trying, and it's just not working. They've been the laughing stock of the NBA for, I'd say, the last decade. One of them, at least.
I know it's early, but who had the best pick at where they were at so far? What team?
The Hawks.
They could go Nesmith, too. The kid from Vanderbilt, Phoenix, by the way. I know they're throwing that up on the screen now. I forgot about him.
I was just looking at that. Yeah, he could be a good fit there, too, especially since they lost Oubre. They lost some forward depth in the trade.
But who made the best pick so far?
Me? It's funny I gotta say this, because I never thought I'd say this. The New York Knicks. They had the best pick in this draft so far. And obviously the Timberwolves as well, because they got Edwards. Edwards is arguably the best player in this draft. But for the pick that they got him at, I think the Knicks did great with Obi Toppin. I think Obi Toppin, who is the Naismith Player of the Year, he's phenomenal. Led Dayton to its highest ranking of all time. I think he will do great for the Knicks. I don't think he will elevate them to anything special. I think he's just going to be one of those great players that never is an all-star and never wins a championship with the team that they're drafted with. What about you, Sean? What do you think? You happy with the Bulls pick?
Like I said, I have to sit on this. Like, I don't want to pass judgment on the kid, but we definitely reached for him. Which I don't really have a problem with if they've seen something in him. And it sounded like that what it was is that they brought him in for a scouting trip and they really liked him, so they didn't really care what spot they were taking him. I like the 6 Man of the Year award. I think that gets overlooked sometimes just because he came off the bench. I think that's such an underrated and undervalued trait in the NBA is being that spark plug off the bench. So I really like that aspect of it. And James Harden started off as a 6 Man of the Year and worked his way up to where he is now. So I'm not calling him James Harden or anything like that.
No,
but, I'm excited to see what this future holds because we have a steady coach, we have a young core, and this is just kind of adding to more depth. So I'm not upset about the pick, but it's not like I'm jumping out of my socks about the pick.
Yeah. No, right. See, there's a lot of players that are still not picked, and there might even fall to the second round that are going to play really well this season.
I want to see where my boy Cassius Winston goes because he's a backup point guard ready. Like he doesn't have a high ceiling, but he's ready to go in and be a backup point guard. That's like that thing for me. So I hope he gets on a contender.
I'm seeing an interesting thing that Phoenix is doing right now. An interesting pick.
Really? Okay. Well,
the pick is in.
The pick is in. So I'm gonna quickly say who I think is going to be a great player in this league that hasn't been drafted and is probably going to fall to the second round. I think it's Jordan Nwora from the University of Louisville. He was one of the top small forwards during the season. He was one of the best at the combine. He was the best shooter. He shot 88% from the three. I think he's going to do great. Whoever he goes to, I hope he does great because L's up, Louisville forever. Love him.
All right, my guy to watch is Cassius Winston. Do you gotta have anyone, Faz?
Yeah, my guy. Well, one of my two guys was actually the guy that just got drafted, Jalen Smith, the power forward out of Maryland.
That's who got picked.
Jalen Smith
That's
got
who got picked.
Dang.
He
I wanted
was
him.
actually one of my two guys going into this question. My other one, I have been extremely high on Cole Anthony. Before he got hurt, he was projected to be a top 3 pick in this draft. And I really do think that Cole Anthony can be a really great point guard in this league.
We'll see.
Yeah,
All right.
I want to add something really quickly because I just saw this on Twitter. So the guy Denny, who was picked by the Wizards, apparently he learned how to speak the English language by playing Call of Duty online.
That's funny. That's a horrible way to learn the language.
I'd be very nervous if I had him on my roster right now. I smell tumultuous times coming for the Wizards.
I'm just mad Jalen Smith got picked. I wanted him to go to Miami, so now I'm just with RJ Barrett and Maxey.
But again, the Phoenix makes a decent pick there, I think.
That's a great pick.
Yeah.
I thought he was going to fall, but that's a great pick for them.
So San Antonio is next, but this is the end of our draft coverage. We're not going to be going all night here. We're just doing the top 10. So you guys have anything final to say? Ben, do you want to plug your show at Hawk TV?
Yeah, so obviously on this channel, The Extra Point. It's a show I produce alongside Jack Kroll, Jake Racino, and Nick Presto. It's very similar to this in terms of sports debates, so if you have the time, go check that out. And follow us on Instagram at @extrapoint_Hawk TV.
Faz, you got anything you want to talk about?
Sean,
Any,
another
presidential updates?
Nothing for me, presidential-wise. Sean, another great year covering the draft with you.
Yes, sir. Probably our last.
And this has been... I was just going to say, this is probably our last year covering the draft together, but this has been an interesting draft. I know the talent pool isn't quite what it has been in years past, but I think we could see some good players come out of this draft. And Ben, thank you again for coming on the show.
Yeah.
Always a pleasure. Always a pleasure hearing you talk about how the Miami Heat are going to win the championship somehow.
I mean, last time I said it, what happened? We made it.
Hey,
we made it to the
I was in agreement with you. I have.
He did say that was on our show, might I add.
It was on Go Talk.
Our show. It was on Go Talk.
Probably one of the boldest predictions in Go Talk history. I mean, I can't make that.
I mean, I said Sam Darnold was going to be patient 0 for COVID, but I was just only a little bit off.
You were close.
He was patient 0 for mono, but
we won't get into the Jets. I won't do that.
Yeah, we won't get into it. But
thank you everybody for watching. Thank you, Ben, again for joining us. Make sure you follow Goat Talk on Instagram and Twitter. It's G.O.A.T.T._talk. You can go see Ben. I think Ben's video is actually up there of him saying the Heat were going to win. A bunch of other clips are posted. We post when we're doing our show. It's usually Thursday at 8, but sometimes Wednesday at 8. Next week is Thanksgiving, so I don't know what the plan is. We might have to do a weekend show or a show earlier in the week, but we'll do something Thanksgiving themed, I guess. But we'll figure that out for you. I don't know who our special guest is going to be next week. I will leave that a surprise for you guys, but make sure you go follow those socials. You can follow me and Faz on our personal socials as well as you want. And I'm ready to wrap it up if you guys are.
I'm ready.
All right, guys. Everyone have a safe week. Good luck to all of the players out there getting drafted tonight because there's still a lot of picks to come in. Later, guys.
Take care.